and stop breaking, and it's one of those that, you know, it sits in your mind every day you practice.
What were some of the things you'd work on here as a kid, and maybe you could show me a couple?
David Price was my longtime mentor growing up. He was a disciple of Harvey Penick, which Harvey Penick taught Tom Kite and Ben Crenshaw back in the day. He sat me down when I was 11 years old with my dad and said, you know, hey, I know you're out here and you're enjoying this, but like, do you want to be good at it? And saying that to an 11-year-old is like kind of not very kosher, because it's like, this could be like the end, or this could be lighting a fire. And for me, it obviously lit a fire. And so like, he would have me go through drills where we'd work on hitting this ball in different directions, where he would call the shot in my backswing. Like when I get to about right here, on the way back, call it. I'll move it, or I'll shape it for you. Either draw, fade, low, or high.
Draw.
Like 8 yards of draw on it.
Low.
Bring it down like 10 feet. It gave me a lot of feel in my golf swing. I mean, with as much as like technology has taken over the last like couple of years, I'm actually very old school. Like I do a lot of what Lee Trevino does, where he screws around with his grip when he's trying to hit different shots.
Hi. How much do you beat yourself up in practice?
I make my practice really hard. Like the make rate from 8 feet on a putt on the PGA Tour, it's 50-50.
Okay.
So instead of me hitting 10 putts from 8 feet and trying to make 5, make 7. So it can get very frustrating when you get 6 like 4 times in a row, but like that's just what makes you better. Whenever I'm working on distance control, I give myself, like if I'm trying to hit a ball 150 yards, I give myself 2 yards short, 2 yards long.
Yeah.
And try to hit 2 in a row. I mean, it's hard, but it's like 153 and you're like, that's a great shot. Well, guess what? Start over.
Fade.
3-yard fade. I don't hit a ball that's just meaningless. Like I'm always doing something. When I get out on the golf course, now I go play. Like I'd rather hit 40 quality balls than 400 balls and just aimlessly hitting wedges or whatever.
Ever get old?
No, I'm terrible about taking time off. I mean, that's just who I am. Even Caitlin laughs at me, like, where she'll say, like, yeah, how much time do you take off? I'm like, it's like 3-4 days off. And she's like, well, you hit golf balls every day. So that's, but I'm like, well, I didn't practice. Like, I just was there for 40 minutes. And she's like, you were there. Like, take a day off, get away from it. This should be a day off, but it's like, when you've been this close for a year and a half, it's like, why don't you go hit balls for 30 minutes and see if you can go figure out that driver. So. And it helps too, especially out here when you've got guys like Jordan and Scotty, and we see them day in, day out. And if one guy's working harder, it's kind of a nice kick in the ass to get back to work.
So explain the claw.
So I started doing it basically senior year of high school. Won the US Junior, won the State Am, won the Trans-Miss a couple times. Webb Simpson's a Wake Forest guy, and he putts exactly this way, and I saw him just make absolutely everything on me one day, and I was like, give me that stupid thing, like let me try it, and stuck with it ever since, and it's been pretty good.
Because you got in a bit of a hard time for your putting.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that was part of the reason why coaches in college quit recruiting me, and you know, I'm 16, 17 years old, and it's like, figure it out. Like, I work too hard. So, I mean, it's one of the things that I've always needed to improve on, but this year's just been such a quantum leap, and so I'm 3 inches from being a 3-time major champion, so just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually those 3 inches will find itself. I thought I made the putt on 18 against Matt Fitzpatrick and stop breaking, and it's one of those that, you know, it sits in your mind every day you practice, but it's like...
Does it?
Oh yeah, I mean, because I hit a great putt. I mean, I got no regrets. I mean, I made the putt to get in the playoff against JT. I mean, I think the best is definitely... It's right around the corner. You can't play this good this often and not win one. So it's like I said, I don't say that to be arrogant. I know that I'm that close.
So as you're setting up for this one, just walk us through this grip real fast.
So I mean, I've got it normally like I've got on my left hand. You know, arm lock putters, they have it run up their left arm, and then from there, like think of like riding something with your right hand. So basically, I'm using this, like using the club like I'm riding something.
Yeah.
And so it gets me to basically just putt it down my line. Ooh. If you make it on the first try, good luck getting another interview again.
There's no way I'll make this.
Yeah, close enough for me.
There's no way.
You got the line. That was actually pretty good.